Now, if you've been watching my channel for a while, you know I say this frequently and I'm going to say it again. Our lives are sum total of the decisions that we've made, right? So our life right now is basically an accumulation of the habits that we've got in place. So everything works in accumulation. So all the decisions that we make compound to create us. So when you look at your life right now, it's a reflection of your habits. When you look at your physical body, it's a physical representation of the habits that you've got in place in response to your body and in response to your eating habits. You know, the times that you chose to train, the times that you chose to cop out. Our financial situation is exactly the same. By and large, for the most part, it's a sum total of our financial habits, whether or not we go spend all the time or whether or not we're frugal and we like to save or invest. It's a sum total of those decisions by and large. Now, if we want to transform our lives, we need to start off at this micro level. We need to start off by changing the small decisions that we make on a day-to-day basis, or in turn, changing our habits. Because in changing your habits, they compound over time and they will create a different reality for you. So in regards to us changing our lives, we need to find a way to make sure that the habits that we choose will stick. So the first idea that will massively help you in like implementing and keeping and sticking to the habits that you set in place is making it as easy as possible for you to make the right decision. You want to set up your environment in a way that makes it easy as possible for you to make good decisions. Because one key factor, one thing to always remember is this, is that human beings by nature like to choose the path of least resistance. It's just the way we're wired. We choose the path of least resistance. Think about it. You know, when you're at work and you want to change shifts, who do you ask first, right? You ask that person who's real nice and real receptive and real warm, easy to talk to. You don't ask the person who's got tattoos all over the face and is moody all the time and difficult to talk to. You avoid them and you speak to the person who's dead nice. You ask them first, simply because, you know, you're choosing the path of least resistance. Same applies to our habits. There was a study done in a hospital. I can't remember the name of the lady, but they did this study for 6 months and they thought, you know what, let's see if we can influence people's buying habits. So in this specific cafeteria, what they used to have in the hospital is they used to have all these different fridges. And in these fridges, they had like loads of fizzy drinks. So you have Coca-Cola, Lucozade, you have all that stuff. And they thought, okay, cool. Let's see if we can influence people to choose to buy water instead. So what they did was, in all the fridges, they started putting more water in there. In the middle of the cafeteria, they had a basket and they put lots of bottles of water in there that people could buy. So there was pretty much water all over the cafeteria. And what they noticed was this, is that like within 3 months, the sales in soda reduced. So the sales in like fizzy drinks dropped down to, I believe, dropped down by 11.8%. And the sales of water increased by 25.8%. People started buying more water. Now, they weren't told that, you know, you should start drinking more water. They weren't told that they had to like stop drinking fizzy pop or anything like that. It was just on the basis that water was more readily available to them. Because it was readily available to them and it was easy for them to make that decision, there was very little friction for them to make a good decision, they bought more water. Same thing applies to you. You want to start setting up your environment in a way that makes it easy for you to make the correct decision. Because if it's easy for you to make the correct decisions, you will stick at it. So I'll give you an example of how I apply this. So at the moment, I've got these tablets that I've got, which are like to help improve like your eyesight. I wear glasses, but I've got these tablets that I use to like help improve eyesight. So I'm supposed to take them twice a day. So what I've done to make it easy for myself to take these tablets, because like I used to forget, I'm like, oh, I'm not taking them today, is I have the tablets sat right by my bedside and I have a bottle of water by my bedside also. So the first thing I do when I wake up is, I see the tablets, I take the tablet and I drink the water. Before I go to bed, last thing I do, it's there and it's easy to make the right decision. So whatever it is for yourself, you need to be creative with this. Think about ways to make it easy for yourself to make the right decision. Now, in turn as well, you want to make it as difficult as possible for you to make the wrong decision. So you want to add as much friction to make it tough to make wrong choices. So for example, let's say you're trying to save money and you're like, I don't want to be spending money all the time. I'm always spending money on my contactless. What you can do to make it difficult for yourself to be spending money all the time is remove contactless from your phone and don't take your card with you when you go out. So that will mean that when you're out, you have no means to spend money. And if it's the case, spend your money. And if it's the case that you want to spend money, now you have to go home and you have to go get your card. Then you have to go out again and shop. So you're adding that bit of friction. If it's long for you to make the wrong decisions, you won't do it. You'll be like, I can't be bothered. There's too much friction. So that in turn will also allow you to stop making poor decisions, or make it harder for you to make poor decisions. So make it easy to do the good stuff. Make it hard to do the bad stuff. Second key idea that'll help you out is being aware of who you surround yourself with. So by and large, our lives are often a direct reflection of the expectations of our peer group, meaning that the standards that we set for ourselves, the standards that we believe are acceptable to us, are normally in close proximity to the people that we spend the most time with. So when you look at your friendship group, you normally notice that, you normally have similar standards. You've heard that saying that says, like, you're the average of the 5 people that you spend the most time with. It's true. You normally in similar earning brackets, you normally have similar habits, you normally run about the same area. Now, if it's the case that you want to elevate yourself, what you want to do is you want to start surrounding yourself with people who already automatically display the habits that you want to display, the habits that you want to apply to yourself. I'll give you guys an example. I remember when it's like maybe a few years ago. I remember when I was at the gym, and I remember I hit a major PR, or a personal best or personal record in the gym on bench press. So I remember I benched 140 kg for like the first time. That's like a few years ago. And I remember at that gym, I was worshipped. Everyone was like, "Oh, Josh, you're the best. You're so strong." And I was like, "You're right. I'm magnificent." Right? I was worshipped. Then I remember there was a period where I met one of my good friends, Jordan. Strong guy. So I remember the first time we trained together, we trained chest. So there was me, Han, I can't remember who else was there, but we're all together training chest. So we all, get under the bench press. We all bench, we all go do 140. We all do a couple reps. We're thinking, yep, I'm the big man. Jordan hops on, and I see him rep out pretty much my PR at the time, 140 kilograms or 315 pounds for 24 reps. I saw him throw it around like it was nothing. In that moment when we all saw that, we were like, we're weak, we're pathetic. We need to get stronger. We're just like, bro, this standard is not acceptable to us anymore. He's raised the bar. Now, because we're training with somebody who was so strong, and because 140 was so normal to him, it raised all about, we all got silly strong training with him. We all improved. That was a result of surrounding ourselves with somebody who is playing at a higher level or playing at a very, very high standard. It brought all of us up. Now, it's the same with you. You want to start hanging out with people who are raising the standard, raising the bar.